6. Man Toga, SRS runway, autothrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I just discovered a critical oversight, as I just posted in the comments there. So not only are we flying an airplane I really have no idea what I'm doing in, and I probably don't belong streaming it yet, but I just realized that I don't have my Navigraph chart plugin. I also don't have Navigraph on the EFB of this airplane, and I don't have my real-world tablet. So we are probably going to stumble through a couple of restrictions. What is that? I just heard somebody coughing. What was that? Was that somebody coughing on Vatson? Interesting. Okay. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Slam, no alcohol, my friend. I got an early morning report time tomorrow, so I didn't even think I was going to do this stream, but here we are. I couldn't help myself. I went ahead and purchased a CRJ. I've been seeing too many videos on it lately. It just drives me nuts, so I wanted to give it a try. And of course, now that we got Microsoft Flight Sim running, I figured let's just do one quick flight, regional hop, Las Vegas down to Phoenix, see if we can catch a sunset, load it up here. Somebody just loaded inside of me. That's beautiful. But I will say, I mean, going around the cabin here, these textures are pretty juice. I mean, no lie, I really don't like CRJs in real life, but being able to see this here, I don't know what's up with that little engine view there, but anyway, it should be interesting. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. I can pull up Navigraph on the browser. Awesome, Slam. Okay, we'll do it. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up right away, though. We're gonna go battery power on. So this is I've only tested this airplane to make sure that it would actually start up and fly, and all my controls were bound, and I kind of fumbled around the box. The box is very similar to some of the citations I flew, so I'm moderately moderately comfortable with the box itself, but other than that, we need to figure this. The cough is Toga being engaged in the CRJ. What? Okay, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and get the APU fired up, though, because we're not going to connect ground power or ground air, because every time I've gotten a CRJ, it's always hot as hell, and it sucks, and I hate my life. So we're going to kind of simulate that today here in Las Vegas. Just going to get on a nice toasty airplane. Let's listen to the sounds here. These are no Boris sounds. Captain Hazel, you heard that too? That was so weird, man. I figured, hey, let's have some fun. It's going to be a short flight. It's only about an hour down to Phoenix. Let's mess around a little bit. Actually, I blame Captain Canada. He did a stream with the Calvi with this airplane, and I just caught the landing, and I'm just, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I got to check this plane out. Why did my flaps just deploy? That's interesting. That's interesting. Anyway, looks like our APU is online here. Generator is auto. Let's get our nav light on. Let's get our logo lights on. We can leave that off for now. Let's get the air conditioning on. Can I make that nice and cold if I can? Perfect. Aft cargo, conditioned air. Let's get that on. One thing I've noticed is, does your guys, my mouse, I keep losing my mouse in the CRJ. It's driving me nuts. There we go, I got my mouse back. Sometimes I have to re-engage a view switch or something just to get the mouse back. Anyway, there we are. We're looking good now. We've got the overhead pretty much taken care of. Let's do a quick load of the box here. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to come down here. We're going to go nav. We're going to get that set. Now we're going to come right back up to the top here. Let's initialize this airplane. Pause init. We're going to go Las Vegas. We're going to take this position, then we're going to go flight plan, departure. I believe you could probably sim brief this as well, right? But it's such a short route, I'm not too worried about it. And plus, for the first couple times, I like to just plug everything in manually so I get used to manipulating the controls here on the airplane. Looks like I accidentally left instant align on there, and that's okay. All right, we'll go ahead and execute this. All right, we're going to plan a departure. Let me pull up my flight plan here. So yeah, I don't have any charts readily accessible for you guys to look at, but it shouldn't be too bad of an issue as long as we don't get stuck with air traffic control or something. All right, so Rassler 2, we're going to plan on going off 26 right today. So we're going to go next page, 26 right off the Rassler. Oops, oh, I already screwed up. That's one thing I really need to get used to is the next page. And all right, 26 right is already selected, and where is the Rassler 1? Perfect. Out to Zane transition and then execute that. All right, and then we're just going to pick up the Bruiser 1 from Watro. So I'm going to go back here, departure, arrival. Let's plan on loading up the ILS 26. I bet they're landing 26. I haven't really checked, but we're going to set 26 on the Bruiser 1 Watro transition. We'll execute that, and it's pretty much that simple for getting our flight plan in there. Short flight, not too much of an issue there. Hold on, let's go back here. Flight plan, perf init. What I'm going to do here, our top altitude is 330. Execute that, and now I'm going to go over here to my tablet. Chart Fox in the browser, and you're good? All right. I think we're going to be all right if we don't, as long as we don't get caught with some restrictions here. So what I need to do is go performance. There we go. And I want to init this here. So 52, 260, 7.2. There we go. Beautiful. Let's set up our fuel. Hopefully we have enough gas to get there. That looks good. Fuel on board 10,000 pounds. That should be plenty of gas. VNAV setup 18,000 feet. Target speed 290. Below 10, 250. That looks good. Arrow to the next page. Next page. Not bad. Alright, so that looks pretty much good. We'll go back to the legs page here. Now one thing that you can do, which is pretty cool, set your V-speeds over here manually. Scroll them in, but it gets kind of tedious. So I'm just going to go ahead and set all. We're dry, flaps 8 takeoff. Now we've got our V speeds here, 31, 31, 38.
Las Vegas traffic, Frontier
188.
2098, lining up, 19er left.
Top altitude today coming out of here, we're going to set no ATCs. Let's just go ahead and set 330.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you, Darren, for the subscribe. Welcome to the channel, man. 330 is set. Dimitri, what's going on, man? Welcome. This is a beat off the beaten path. Yeah, this is way off the beaten path, Dimitri. I've only flown this airplane one time just to get a test flight, get all my controls, and I'll tell you what, getting your controls bound with the TCA. I'm using the TCA throttle on this one. Don't know if I love it. I'm having some noise issues, I think, with my number 2 thrust lever. I don't know if you can, well, you can't see because the thrust levers don't move. My number 2 starts to run away from me faster than my number 1, so. But it's all right. But yeah, it's it'll be interesting here. All right, we got a slew of overhead messages, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. They have this not interactive checklist, but this checklist isn't all that bad. Originating, yeah, we're going to do on that. Bleed air, we did that. AP was already running. Start panel, we've checked it. Pretty much done all that. Landing elevation set, altimeters, FMS, and all that good stuff. So landing elevation, that would probably be something I should check. I don't recall if I ever set that one. I'll have to deal with that here in a little bit. Change of landing elevation is 0. So where would one set the landing field elevation? Because that's one thing we do want to change. But until then, let's go ahead and get yaw damper 1 and 2. Oh, you know what? I need hydraulics for these, don't I? Come back up top here. We're going to get our hydraulics on. We're going to go ahead and get our wing off. That's off. We'll get our windshield and probes on. We're going to go ahead and get our fuel boost pumps on. All the other lights there. We're going to arm those lights. We'll get both seatbelt signs and on. Dimitri, I agree. It does look very nice. And what I do like is that it feels complete, I should say. I mean, there's some things that, I don't really know what is legit and what is not legit on a CRJ as far as the inner workings of the systems. But as far as just someone that wants to get in and fly around and have a working FMS, this airplane seems like it's going to satisfy my needs here. We'll see. So let's go ahead and close up that door. We'll close the service door. We'll close that.
Las Vegas traffic, south.
Get that, close that.
77, pushing
Can I
past.
just open the cargo door? Oh, we'll close it up. I open the cargo door. Oops.
Flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the aircraft.
Mike Messer says, for those wondering if it's worth it, if you love regional jets, yeah, buy it. I wouldn't even, we'll see, I'll see more after this flight, what my opinion is, but, you know, as far as it being a completed jet in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it seems to be doing all right. All right. Come back over here. We still have a couple things, pneumatics and all that good stuff, 7.6 on the trim. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacon light on. Boost pumps are on. I'll go back over the overhead.
Donation.
Carl Frank, what's going on, man? Thank you for the $5 donation. He says, I've learned so much from you from the past couple of days. I love your videos and finally get to watch you live. Carl Frank, thank you so much for your support on the channel, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're learning something. I apologize if you're not going to be able to learn too much from this flight here on the CRJ. I'm kind of just learning it as I go through the stream with you on stream. Every time I fly the Zebo or an airplane I'm unfamiliar with, everyone seems to be evil and watch me struggle. So you seem to like this kind of content out there, but I'm going to try to do my best and teach where I can, and I'm going to learn from you guys where I can. But yeah, man, I appreciate your support. Thank you, Carl. Fubar says you're still using the J-Roll and CRJ-700. Nice, man. All right, I think we're pretty much ready to go here. IRS is aligned nav. Radios and nav is set. Takeoff briefing complete. So clear to start. devices off, APU is on, electrics checked, takeoff data, we've uploaded that, doors are closed and locked, beacon is on, fuel pumps and quantity is on and checked, we got 10,000 on board, hydraulic pumps are auto and on, parking brake will be coming off here. Let's get a little bit of cockpit lighting in here. Display brightness a little bit. And let's go ahead and call a pushback truck. Now I don't have the fancy pushback truck that y'all have. Or that pushback app. We're just doing a
Ground Urban 1 requesting pushback.
Urban 1, hey, that's a good sign. Technically
Urban
we're
1 pushback
air
request
shuttle.
accepted.
Alright, let's go ahead and kill the brake. While we're down here, let's go ahead and turn some lighting on down here. These are up. We need to turn on this integral lighting. Chris, may the force be with you. Thank you. I'm going to need it, my friend. Turn on the standby radio. Squawking 2000. We're on ATC, so on altitude. Alright, cool. I guess it just stays on. Oh. Here we go. Got 380 over there. That's interesting. Aussie cabin crew in the U.S. Yeah, a little strange. This tug looks a little bit large for this aircraft, I must say. Liam, yeah, I've heard decent things about it, to be honest. Even Phantom 320, who I talk about on the stream here quite a bit when he misses checklist items and such. But he flew the CRJ, and he told me when it first came out that it was actually a pretty good airplane. So that's always good to have that validation from real-life CRJ drivers. Alright, that looks about far enough. We'll go ahead and kill that.
Ground Urban 1 requesting the end of pushback. Urban 1 request to end pushback received.
Alright, pushback is complete. Let's go ahead and set the brake. Let's go back to 122.8. Dang it, I gotta get used to these radios again. There we go. Oh, shoot. 122.8. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and start this puppy up, shall we? Don't forget to arm the nose wheel steering before taxi and arm reversers. Yep, I will not forget that. So we've got our... I know the thrust reversers are down here, right? We do have to find the nose wheel steering switch. Is it over here? Where's the nose wheel steering arm? There. That's metric altitude. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Pumps are on. Here we go. We're going to start engine 2 first, I guess. Watch the fuel. Gustavo, exactly. He forgot the chart kit, and we got to do it with all in-flight Wi-Fi for charts. May or may not have allegedly done that one time. Yeah, man, it's never want to forget that. Is the sound from turning the knobs actually that loud? I don't believe so. I gotta say, the wing textures though, I'm a huge wing texture fan. These wing textures are pretty good. Left-hand side, Christian, thanks, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features and procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency.
Starting one.
During an emergency, please remain in...
Oh, I forgot I gotta
Pressure
come back here
breathing
and do the
masks will
fuel.
drop from the ceiling and should be placed over your head.
Yeah, my ground spoilers were at max. Sorry, Quasimodo. I don't know why they do that. Sometimes I think there's maybe a conflicting binding. I've noticed that a couple times.
And here.
20%.
In case of an extreme emergency landing, you...
was hoping I'd hear more from up front here, but not much. That's still pretty sweet there. Reflection off that leading edge glass. Or not glass, that leading edge polished aluminum. I don't like getting those dings up front. Alright, we got 2 good starts. Nose wheel steering armed. Armed reversers. Ground spoiler armed. We're going to go flaps 8, which is 2 clicks, I believe, right? Why is that? Oh, I know why. Auto. There we go. Definitely not Boris sounds on the fly-by-wire 320, that's for sure. Come up here, let's go ahead and kill the APU. I'm going to go both engine bleed, that's on. Isolation is closed. Everything else looks good. Up here, doing a quick check. We got our heats on, APU is coming offline. We've armed everything else. Let me zoom in this range here a little bit. We're going to be going off 2.6 initially, so we'll set our heading over there to 260. After start checklist, generators are auto, electrics check, bleed valves auto, packs on, APU is coming down, anti-ice is off, not required, nose wheel steering is armed, taxi checklist, slats, flaps, verified. 8 degrees. Trims, green, check. Thrust reversers, armed. Flight instruments, check. Brake temperature is checked. I think we're about ready to get out of here, guys. Gustav said I may have got a very, very exception to print in the office chart for an international flight due to problems with the tablet. Wow. Alright, so that gentleman's back there. 380. Interesting model matching we got going on here. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Recog taxi lights on. What is this taxiway? Is it Charlie? I should remember, I'm always in Vegas. That's true, Anthony. You're absolutely right on that one. Alright, sir. We'll just go ahead and let you do your thing. Vegas traffic. Air Shuttle 357, taxiing 26 right via Charlie. Alright, we got 330 set, our speeds are set, our thrust reversers are armed, our transponder is in auto. I think we are pretty much looking good here. There's an Allegiant. Landing on the wrong side, drifting around. Looks like he's got my rudder pedals. Shaquille O'Neal, what's going on, man? Nice shadow. I like this. That T-tail shadow is pretty cool there. I don't know if I like being inside. Let's go ahead and reset that out here.
Just popped up. He said it wasn't over the top.
It's RJ time, Freedom. You're right, man. It is. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to give the RJ a fair chance. I've said some things about the CRJ on the After Dark podcast, or not the After Dark podcast, the Blue Experience podcast, excuse me. But we're going to give this CRJ a fair shot here on stream. It's almost like an After Dark stream. Why are my brakes not working very well? Okay, Allegiant wants to come this way. 2 streams in 2 days? Hit that like button. You got it, Fubar. Thanks, man. Absolutely. So I'm going to be headed off on a 4-day trip. I wasn't going to stream today. It wasn't the plan at all. And I'm going to go ahead and take, what's this other parallel taxiway. But you know what? I was sitting around. I was like, I'm not going to be able to stream for 4 days. And so let's do one quick stream in the CRJ to see how we like it. And then when we come back, so when I come back from this next trip, guys, we are going to be set up for the 747-200 20K sub out to Honolulu. So we're going to depart LA in the Fella 74200, and we're going to go out to Honolulu to begin the leg 1 of our 20K sub special. So
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised
I'm excited for that.
for takeoff.
I think it's going to be a fun time. I forgot to pump up the brakes. Oh, is that? I never flew a CRJ. See, I didn't know that was a thing. Got to pump the brakes, get some hydraulic fluid going in there. Gustavo, there are no bad comments about the CRJ. They're facts. Listen, from a passenger point of view, flying on a CRJ is just not that enjoyable. But I understand it has a purpose, it has a market. And the CRJ is really, you know, that training aircraft, I would say training aircraft, but it's really that entry-level jet that a lot of people will fly going into the airlines. You know, I was fortunate, I chose the Embraer 170, but a lot of people will be flying the CRJ for many years to come, even with that new 550 series or whatever it is. Which is basically a rebranded 700. Christian says, I can't wait for the tour, man. Rarely flew in Asia. I might have an excuse now. Yeah, I've never flown in Asia, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do Honolulu, and then the second leg, our welcome to Asia, is going to be Honolulu to the old Kai Tak Airport. So that's where we're going to kick it off, and then we're going to go all over the Asia Pacific area, region of the world. Should be a lot of fun. Definitely going to have to hit up Pero at some point. We'll go ahead and kill the lights here. We'll go ahead and let him take off. Let's set the parking brake. Oh, that is cool. Sun getting ready to set. I don't care for the small screens either, but you know what? I think it might just be a simism where you're sitting here in the sim and you can't really see it as well. I think in real life they're a little bit easier to see. All right, he hit the burners. Let's do a quick flight control check. Always good to do one of those. Alright, while he's rolling, before takeoff checklist, lights and strobes will get those. Fuel, cross-flow manual, flight attendant advised, transponder on, it is, radar terrain. You know what, we should turn that on, and the CAS messages are clear, so terrain does need to be on. Does terrain even work? Does terrain mode work? Alright, cross-feed looks good, let's go ahead and light it up. Vegas traffic, Air Shuttle 357, departing runway 26 right to the south, Vegas.
Vegas traffic, Delta 122, XMD, 26 right, be a problem.
Almost sounds like Team Vodka hopping on the VATSIM train. Christopher says, I flew 2 legs on the Dash 8 in the last few legs. That is uncomfortable with the CRJ tiny aircraft where you can't even fit in the lab. Yeah, Chris, the Dash 8 is also a very uncomfortable airplane. Now, the Q400, I think it's comparable to the CRJ. I would rather be on a Q400 just because it sounds cooler and it's a turboprop. But the small dashes, like the 200s, the old Piedmonster ones, oh my gosh. That was miserable. We used to deadhead all the time. Being based on the East Coast, you'd be sitting out there all the time on those commutes. We were going to do an East Coast stream today, but I figured I'd mix it up. I was East Coast yesterday. Alright, I'm going to turn flight director on. Oh, actually, no, it'll come on by itself, won't it? Yeah, it will. And we got a VSP set. I think you're ready. You guys ready? No flight director. Interesting. We're doing max takeoff power. That's right, we're doing no flight director takeoff. Oh, I should have found my Toga button. Oh, that's probably what it is. That's alright. V1. Rotate. Oh, easy flare. Positive rate. You're up. Flight director nav. Speed hold. .60 acceleration. Thrust climb. Whoa there, my trim literally just ran full down. I gotta have a binding issue still. That's right, we're gonna accelerate to 250 knots. Clean it up. Yeah, Toga needs to be activated. That's on me then. I should have had that bound. I really wish I could pop these screens out, because I feel like I gotta zoom way in on them to see. Autopilot engage. Let's go vertical speed. Let's shallow it out here. 1,800 feet a minute or so. Why did you just disengage? Re-engage you. Vertical speed, out. Okay, why are you disengaging on me? Philly F gates? Oh, yeah. You know all about a jet, kid. Those are the good old days, man. Alright, here comes a speed hold. We're going to do a 250 on the climb out. Cells above 8,000. We've already met that restriction, so there's 250. Speed hold. I can hover over the screen and press Alt and click. I'll try that, Christian. After I see this view right here. That's pretty nice. Oh, wow. Oh, but the thing is, you guys can't see that, right? Because it's a pop-out window. I'd have to change that in my OBS settings. All right, there's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill our lights. Forgot to leave the strobes on.
Big traffic Delta 122, 26 right.
Go ahead and continue to climb out. I think there's a speed restriction on this SID, but that's all right. We're going to go up to about 260. We are in climb thrust. Let's go ahead and do a climb checklist. Fuel cross flow is auto. Leads and packs are set. Thrust reversers off and cast check. So thrust reverser off, off. Wow, reflection. Oh, the APU is open. There we go. APU door closed. We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen. It does sound like a dentist drill. Oh my gosh. Brandon M, that's her favorite airplane, huh? Look, I tell you what, being able to just hop in and fly an airplane that's fully functioning as it should for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm pretty happy with it. I got a lot to learn on this airplane. This is a very crude type of stream for me, just to kind of get in and fly it. But I want to learn more about it. The only way to learn more about it is to force yourself to fly it. And the best way to force myself to fly an airplane that I'm not 100% in love with is to stream with it. Wow, we've fallen somebody there, or somebody is on the departure. Interesting. Maybe I screwed up my traffic settings again. There's Vivis in the turn. You know, so we're not tracking him. Why don't we do a direct to ROM check? Or actually, you know what? Let's do a direct watch row. Execute. That'll straighten out the line a little bit. That'll get us off the airway, give him some space. No, it does not have ENAV, just like it does in real life. Dimitri, awesome, man. You take it easy, bud. Lisa Peak, you subbed right now. Well, thank you for subbing to the channel. I appreciate that. 184 watching, only 92 likes. See if we can bump those likes up just a little bit if you guys like Flight Simulator content here. All right, we got to set standard. I forget how to do that. Oh boy. And I lost my mouse. All right, so I figured out what's disengaging the autopilot. There's a standard set. There is a conflicting keybind on my keyboard when I go to my views. That's what's killing it. Let me scroll that range back down a little bit. Now there's a way to come in here and change something here. What is it? The data MFD? No, MFD menu. Let's go ahead and get those airports off there. You know, I like this. I mean, this is pretty cool to change your MFD settings and all that. That is pretty cool to see that. We're still climbing out pretty good. Let's see, 270 knots. That's our climb profile, right? Yeah, when I go to left wing view. Exactly. Our target speed is 290. Oh, we'll bump it up a little bit. Let's see if this airplane will descend if you increase the speed. This is one thing I want to see if I keep scrolling that speed up. Levels. It doesn't descend. That's good. That's a question I should ask real CRJ drivers. If you roll that speed select up like that, will it actually descend or will it just level and prioritize that speed on the elevator there? I gotta hand it to these wing views though. Gustavo says, let's say an A320 CEO lands with 880 pounds of total fuel. How bad could it be? No, that would be pretty bad. Would I rather fly the CRJ or ERJ if I had to choose? Oh boy, that's a tough question. Probably the CRJ, because I think the ERJ has a tighter cockpit than the CRJ. I'd have to check. How does pressure affect aircraft performance? What do you mean pressure? You mean atmospheric pressure? It's part of the formula for calculating density altitude. Good rule of thumb is, well, yeah, it's part of the calculation for density altitude. Now, a low pressure, it depends on what type of weather system it's associated with. So that's kind of a hard question to just pick out pressure from that. What really affects aircraft performance is a density altitude. Density altitude is factors of pressure, temperature. So, it's part of the equation. Wonder how the passenger would feel if they knew V1 was flying. Ranger Rick, they'd probably be a little bit nervous right now. I think I tried one landing on a taxiway just to make sure I could land it. So we'll have to see what happened here when we descend into Phoenix. But luckily it's a nice long runway there on 26. I was going to do the Portland, Maine visual approach, or the harbor visual, but there's a storm up there right now, and I couldn't get good visuals coming in, so I quickly changed the stream over here for a quick desert hop. The autopilot disconnects, Diego, because when I go to this side here, I'm passing somebody over there. That's something you don't see every day. So numpad 7 disengages my autopilot, as well as numpad 1. Those both disengage my autopilot for some reason. Alright, 28, climbing 330, but I can go to numpad 4. Density altitude, how does that affect performance? So the higher the density altitude, the lower the performance of the airplane is going to be. Power set. What is up, man? Welcome to the stream. $5 bomb. I appreciate that. It says hello, hello, hello. Power set. Welcome to the stream, man. Well, Lord, I enjoyed your podcast with Blue Games and XP last week. So high density altitude is going to make the airplane behave like it's at a much higher altitude than it actually is. So Phoenix, which is a good example because we're flying in, it's not, I wouldn't consider it high desert, but field elevation around 1,500 feet or so. When you get super hot, the actual density altitude will probably be around that 3,000 foot mark. Now, there's other airports in Arizona where I trained specifically on lessons about density altitude when I would take students up to Flagstaff, which is, I think it's around 4,000 or 5,000 feet field elevation, and then with the high temperatures, I mean, it could be upwards of 9,000 feet, and they actually have a density altitude meter at the departure ends of both runways. So as you taxi on the runway, you can see what the density altitude is, because you got to be careful. You may not have enough performance to take off depending on your load and what type of aircraft you're flying. Now, the lower the density altitude, better performance you're going to have. So really cold days, yeah, it's low altitude, you're going to have a fantastic performance. All right, we're 31.3. It'll be interesting to come down this arrival here without VNAV. I know there's a little snowflake that you can follow. We may have to do it the old school way, just vertical speeder down. Just struggling to climb here. Doing an 8-1 climb out, we could probably dial that back a little bit. It won't let me push to Mach. That's interesting. Oh boy, now we're descending. No, don't descend, don't descend. See, so I want to change this to Mach hold. Oh, what? Oh, that's cool. I right-clicked it. 7-8 Mach in the climb out. And now we're in half-bank mode. Okay. IFR Sim, what's up, man? How's it going? Fellow Texan, you got your Starlink lit? IFR, no, I do not. Do you have yours? 1,000 feet to go. With Fairfile, we are going to level off here. Altitude capture. So, did you get your Starlink? I have not got mine. I had to rent an office because Elon let me down. I just want to make sure we do indeed capture here. This is all unknown for me. I've never taken the airplane up to cruise yet. It's the first for me. 200 feet to level off. Brandon M., did you change your Microsoft Flight Simulator to multiplayer to off? Yes, I did. On the last stream, it was all players. I believe I said it's off this stream. Unless I didn't save it, I swear I turned it off, though. Brandon M., thank you. To click the center, you have to right-click, then left-click. Yeah, I accidentally discovered that. Yeah, because being in Mach hold for the climb out is going to be crucial there. All right, go ahead and level for me. Come on now. That's close enough. Go ahead and turn the seatbelt side off. Oh, I had it in auto, so that should be on, and that's off. Alright, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to top of the climb. 330. Now we're going to probably have to bring the thrust back, I'd imagine, right? Let's see what happens here. About 85% N1. Oh yeah, look at that shot. Okay. Gee, what's up? You said I mentioned I'm not a fan of the CRJ. I am not a fan of the CRJ in real life, but that's just a real life thing. I'm starting to like this airplane more and more here as we fly it in Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm using right now. This is a fiber connection. This is a fiber connection from an office building. HD Sim, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Rex Royce says, when I was an instructor, did you teach to crab or slip? We taught both methods. We taught both methods at our flight school. So back then, I think, what is it now? They don't even want to teach the, they don't want to teach crabbing now? Or slipping? I can't remember. Maybe, I don't know if Sam's in the chat or not. Or Slam Cannon. I think they changed that, where they don't want to teach one method. I always taught both. I always taught guys on the commercial rating. I'd always emphasize the crabbing method because that's what you're going to do when you get to the airline level or ATP level and you're actually hauling passengers around. You're not going to be slipping all the way down final. Does a CRJ only have single queue flight director or is it awful dual queue option? That is a good question. This is a good question. I think it might only be single queue. Because you can switch from FMS 1. Let's see if I turn on this one. Oh, nope. Way to go, Gustavo. Messing me up here. Nav. Out. We're looking okay. I think it's only single queue, man. Oh no, you know what? There is an option. I did see an option over here. Hold on. There is, when I started digging through this EFB, check out these options, guys. So you have PFT HES throttle detent hint. So I guess that's not really there, but I like it. I have it on. Where was that option? Oh yeah, there it is. Single queue or dual queue, right there. Right there, man. So I wanted to go dual queue, but I'm pretty sure the CRJ runs on a single queue. And look at all these other options you can load up here. When I first loaded in the airplane and I saw this, I gotta say I was pretty impressed from Aerosoft on this airplane. I mean, this is pretty nice to see this already coming standard. Of course, you got all your performance information standard. You know, that's how airplanes need to be released as they come to Microsoft Flight Sim, is having all the latest options. There's too much already on the store that I see for, I mean, granted, some are pretty cheap, but the quality is not there. All right, between 24 and 29 for Drake. I'm gonna just start driving the old school way, man. So we're gonna set 24. $24,000 is set, and we are 40 miles from Drake. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 27. We need to start down, so I've got 240 set. Wow, look at these sky colors. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That might change your mind on the CRJ or on Flight Simulator. That is a beautiful shot right there. Gustavo says, man, the CRJ may force me to buy FS 2020. Dude, Gustavo, look, man. You guys know how I've felt about Microsoft Flight Sim. I've been in X-Plane pretty much exclusively for the last couple months. But now that it's running stable on that sim update 5, totally wrecked my sim for a little bit. But now that it's been updated and patched, it's running very stable, knock on wood. I'm enjoying the fly-by-wire mod again. I'm telling you right now, I'm enjoying this airplane. I may not seem super thrilled about it right now because I'm still in the learning phase. I'm still feeling my way around here, kind of feeling my way around this airplane live on stream, so I'm being kind of careful. But what I'm telling you right now is I'm starting to enjoy it more and more. And the flight dynamics on the CRJ are not terrible, just from what I've felt. Now, I'm having an issue with my trim running away. I think that might be a honeycomb. So as much as I love my honeycomb yoke, I've started to notice something degrading. So I'll go ahead and press a button on the yoke, and there's no response. It's like it's not picking it up. And I have to kind of jiggle the cable that's attached from my yoke to the main body of the honeycomb box. And then as soon as I jiggle that, it works again. So I don't know if, I really hope something bad is not happening with my honeycomb yoke, but it's starting to give me a little bit of an issue, and I think that's causing my trim to run away, which it almost sounded like it was going to run away here. What just happened here? Why are we we're half bank mode. We're trying to correct for the wind. Pretty good wind up here. What happened? Why did my gear, see what I mean? There's some weird stuff that still happens randomly for me. This doesn't look right either. We're trying to turn into a 34 knot crosswind, and we're already need to start down. So we're gonna go vertical speed. $1,800. Autopilot disengaged again. See what I mean? Great. But that's not the airplane. I think that's me doing something wrong. So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna resync it direct to Mayor, execute. We're in autopilot mode. It's weird, it only desyncs the autopilot when I go outside. That's weird. Bring that thrust back a little bit. And so since we're gonna go direct to Mayor, that's between 19 and 250. So we'll set the bottom on that one. We're just gonna we'll set 19 on that one. Actually, for 3 degree, I think we'd be better suited if we set 20. We'll set 20,000 for that. Increase that descent a little bit, about 2,400 feet a minute. Exclamation point specs, Alan. Dougal, so somebody, welcome Dougal, some people have had to replace that cable. Interesting, maybe I have to pick one up myself. I wonder if it's just something easy to pick up on like Honeycomb website or something, but with the shortage of everything going on, I don't know, it makes me a little nervous. Hopefully we got it. Do I need this floodlight on still? Oh, that's the floor light, cool. We'll turn this flood down. I'm still learning where all the floodlights are. Oh, we need lights up here. Overhead light can come on. Sunday 19, we're looking good. Man, look at that. Let's watch the sunset here in Phoenix. We get 2 sunsets in 2 streams. I have the advisory. Yes, Christian, the advisory VNAV. I got to learn that a little bit more. I noticed that. I saw that pop up, so I'm going to be looking at that in the future as well. Because I would like to take, there's some short routes over there in Asia that I think the CRJ would be well fitted for. So I'm doing my due diligence right now. All my learning abilities are pretty much caught up with that Fella 7.4. I want to make sure we fly it. I was going to do just a flight check flight with that tonight, but it's so complex. I even need more time to even do a flight check flight where we go up, do stalls and steep turns. So I'm spending a lot of time learning that airplane right now, but as soon as I get a handle on it, I'm going to spend more time on this CRJ, kind of getting the inner workings of that advisory VNAV, because I would love to fly some flight simulator in the Asia Pacific tour. Alan, it is nice on this sim. It really is, no lie. Make one yourself with a Cat 5 cable, Dougal? Oh, that's all it is? Oh, I guess you're right. That's all it is, huh? Well, Dougal, I may do that, man. Thank you for letting me know. Now that I look at it, yeah, that's all it is. I think I'm gonna have to check that out. But if it's happening to other people, then it makes me feel a little bit better. Maybe it's just simple as the cable and not something else going wrong. That is one hell of a view, though. I mean, come on. Look at the sunset over the top.
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Zay Hart, thank you for the subscribe, man. We're literally watching the sun fade behind the mountains. Robert S., what version? Oh, you got it. There's the sun going down. So you got Microsoft Flight Sim, Robert? Welcome to the dark side. Look, there's 3 airplanes I really enjoy. I really enjoy the Aero from Aerosoft. I enjoy the fly-by-wire mod. And I'm starting to really enjoy the CRJ here, even though this is my first official flight in it. So, be that as it may. Alright, we are out of transition altitude. Right click, go back to speed hold on the bug. I'm just going to lock it back 320. Let's go ahead and set 11,000 in the box now. I got to figure out where this console flood is. It's a little bit too bright for my liking. 11,000 is set. We're still coming down. Speed is good. Where is the console light? Is it over here? Console lighting flood. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. The night lighting is pretty sweet. I wish there was more lighting up here. Turn this flood, turn the integrity lights, or integral lighting, I should say. Integrity lights. I mean, internal lighting on this airplane is pretty sweet. So juicy, Christian. I agree, man. Dynasty says a lot of short-haul routes in Asia are flown by wide bodies. Yeah, I know. The 74200 fly domestic Japan routes or Hong Kong, Taipei. This looks like a bank angle check. Bank angle check. What are we doing here? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Bank angle check. Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to fly a lot of wide body stuff over there too. Some short hops and look at some of the wide body airplanes. Dougal says, in cruising in real life, do you get the green flash with sunsets? Dougal, you know, I don't think I've really seen them. I really don't. Maybe. To be honest, I don't remember the last time I flew right at sunset and watched it sunset. Now, I would imagine maybe if you're out over the Pacific or doing something, you would see them. But it's not something that's super apparent that I could say, oh yeah, I see them all the time. So I'm not saying you can't see them. I don't recall seeing one anytime recently. All right, what I'm going to do now, since we're pretty much going to vector ourselves all the way in here, I'm just going to set 10,000. We're going to bring that thrust back to idle. And we're going to vertical speed her on down about 3,000 feet a minute. Zoom in this here. I would like to do a straight up visual approach. What's the Phoenix weather? I'd like to just do a straight up visual approach and be able to hand fly it all the way down. So I got 17, 2987 is set, 2987 is set. Let's come over here, do a descent check. Landing field elevation, I still don't know where to set that. Might have a hard time opening the doors. Anyway. TCAS set, radar is off. CAS is check landing data. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Performance. So here's our V speeds. 141 for V2 go around, VFTO or VT 187. VREF, that's what we really want to focus on, is 134 knots. CG is looking good, so we got 134 VREF. We'll see those populate as we slow down. I'm going to disarm nose wheel steering. And so I don't forget, let's go ahead and arm TRs as we get ready to descend down to 10,000 feet. Can you set the seatbelt sign and smoking sign to auto? What does it mean? Yes, Pascal. So the auto function will charge the emergency exit lights upon gear retraction. So basically, when the gear comes up, ding, and the emergency exit lights go out, now those emergency exit signs can charge on their own batteries because those are battery powered. Christian says overhead on somewhere on the right. Thanks, dude. Air conditioning, RAM, air. Wow, I need a dome light over here. Miscellaneous. Dome light on. Huh. That's nice. Does the HUD work? No. That'd be cool if we had a HUD. Alright, there's the outstar. We're going to go ahead and keep on coming down. We're going to set 7,000 vertical speed. We got a slow below 250 as well. A little bit of spoid brake action. .250 is set. Vertical speed 2,000. Let's get our lights on. Stow the spoid brakes. Top right, a landing elevation. Cabin pressure. Landing field elevation. But I can't see what it is. 180. So let's crank this up. Close enough. Altitude capture. Let's go ahead and select 5,000. Vertical speed. That's where really a lot of the guys coming to the Airbus from CRJs, they love their vertical speed. Because that's how you're really supposed to fly, or it's kind of how they teach flying these airplanes. Loc 1 is already pulled up. That's nice. HUD is operational according to Aerosoft? I can't figure out how to get it down. Maybe there's a binding? Liam, that's what I thought too. It would be automatic, but now it's, you know, it's scrolling up as I manipulate it. $1,400, there we go. Landing elevation is set. All right, let's go ahead and spoid brake out. We're going to slow down to 180 knots. Speed's coming back. Out star. Whoa, what's with the altitude capture? Like dive and drive there. All right, what we're going to do from here, we're going to extend flaps 8. That's pretty cool. Get a little thrust back in there. Now instead of going on the arrival all the way over there, actually no, we're set up for 2.6, right? So no, we're looking good. It's actually connected. That's fine with me. We'll just go ahead and fly the arrival. A little bit more power, a little bit more power. Spoid brakes out? Oh, they're in. This is one of those airplanes where you really gotta be inside flying it. Click on the glass. Oh. Holy crap. Check that out. Should we rock with the HUD? I don't know if we should fly with the HUD. That might make it really challenging. Don't know what to look at. You gotta pick if you're gonna fly HUD or inside down here. You start trying to look at two things at once, you'll end up getting unstable real quick. All right, 180 knots. We're flaps 2. We're looking good. That HUD's pretty cool. I guess let's see it. Let's leave it up. Let's leave it up. Let's see what the heck happens. I'm learning with you guys, so let's try it. Travis Harmon, this plane seems like too much work for me. I know, getting used to not, and what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to not use the TCA throttles for this airplane because I feel like I should have auto thrust every time I reach over here because they're straight out of the Airbus. They're Airbus thrust levers, so I feel like I should have auto thrust, and then I realize I'm in the CRJ and we don't. But we're looking good. We're holding 180 knots. We're just going to let it do its turn. Look at this, coming into Phoenix at night. BEA, beautiful juice right here. You've been trying to learn the ERJ-145s? That's one airplane and X-plane I have never tried. I did try the X-Crafts? I can't remember which one I tried. The SSG? One of the two. The Embraers. I was not a fan. I know they're trying to make a V2, which if it's as good as, you know, if it's decent, I'll definitely jump on it because that was my first ATP jet was the Embraer. But it just had too many bugs for me initially when I started messing with it. Yeah, our speed fell way back. I could just tell by our AOA on the wing. Need more power than I think I do in this airplane. I'm sure Phantom has all his power settings, like yeah, for 180 knots, you're gonna be at 78% N1. That's one thing that I need to learn this airplane. So if you're gonna pick up this airplane and you want to fly it, and what I should have done really instead of doing a stream A to B like this is we should have done a flight test flight. So I've done it a couple times on my channel where we take off and we go up and we just maneuver the airplane. We take it to the stall limit with the clean configuration, the dirty configuration. We do steep turns in it, and then of course we set up for approaches. That is probably the best way to really get a good handle on how the airplane hand flies. So if you're going to pick this airplane up, I would recommend doing that type of flight. I did it in the A310. You guys probably saw that one. I also did it in the Beluga, and I've done it countless times in the Airbus. We did that. I did that comparison video where we did the flight check flight. But that is a really good way. Like just you can only learn so much going from A to B. But if you get up there and you maneuver the airplane in all of its different regimes of flight, you're going to be that much better off when you do go fly your A to B flight. Wow, that looks cool. I think I might have disengaged the autopilot. I hit my yoke. Yes, Liam, I love the Phenom 300. Alright, we basically just turned downwind. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to set up a heading mode here. I'm going to force myself. We're going to go heading 090, heading select. And we're going to come back to 180. And we need to descend to 3000 for prune is the final approach fix altitude. Wouldn't really be descending off the lope like this. I don't know, I'm torn. I want to hand fly it, but at the same time I want to use my views. Alright, heading mode selected. And let's go vertical speed. 1,000 feet per minute. Make it sharper right turn. mistimed it a little bit too dark here, a little bit too dark, but hey, night approach with the HUD. Actually, I don't even have to zoom in to see. I can just look right here in my HUD. I feel like I need to raise the camera view, but all right. Last thing here, checklist before landing. Passenger signs on, thrust reversers armed, gear would get that, and make sure our flaps are down. Spam risk calling me. All right, let's heading bug it over. Should be close enough. Approach arm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please notice the cabin lights have been turned off, as this is a normal procedure for a nighttime landing.
I mean, this is a real nighttime landing. I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit light, but that's all right. We'll turn us all the way into prune. We'll continue slowing back. Bring that speed back 160. Next notch of flaps. Altitude capture. Power, please. So arm the nose wheel steering. I guess you arm that on landing? I find that strange. All right, we'll arm it. Here comes the localizer. So you can see here's our glide slope deviation. Turn it final for 2.6. Now it should follow the glide slope, right? Let's see how it does on the glide slope capture. Yeah, glide slope is armed. I can see it up here in the HUD. Oh man, I think I got way too many flaps out here. Well, she's oscillating a little bit. Let's just see how the autopilot handles this glide slope capture. Definitely a first for me. Runway heading set. Here comes the glide slope. She's off the lope just a little bit. There we go. Total capture. All right, let's start slowing it up to final. Gear down. That's pretty cool. I love seeing the gear animation. 134 was our ref. I don't know. I can't land into this HUD. This is weird. Autopilot's coming off. This HUD is trippy. And we just had an airplane pass us. That's cool. I think I do have default traffic on still or something. All right, this HUD is... Oh, look, there's the flight path marker and the bird. Is that what it's telling me? I think it is. Yeah, I can't. That's just too trippy. Too trippy to see that. We've got somebody trying to make it down here. You know what? Let's sidestep. Air Shuttle 357, sidestep to runway 7 right. Imagine what sidestep to 7 right, Air Shuttle 357. A sidestep inside of 1,000 feet, probably not a good idea crossing terminals. That guy, he just went down. So we sidestepped for no reason. All right, so now we're visual. We're visual with 7 right. I'm sorry, 25 right. A little bit high.
500.
Got a correct in.
400.
There we go. Now we're coming
Sync
back
rate.
on it. Sync rate check.
300.
There's our pathies are on the path now.
200.
Make sure we are landing on a runway. Yep.
100.
Speed is on point.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Wow, she loves to float, huh?
10.
Alright, first screen. We're slowing down. I didn't even get to see that. Oh, I wonder what the landing rate was on that one. 70 knots with storm. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sky Harbor International Airport, America's friendliest airport. Hey, we survived. That guy is just trolling, I think. Alright, we'll go ahead and clear it here. Let's clean it up.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
Not bad. Not bad for our first flight in the CRJ-700. I gotta need to turn on. That's your taxi light in the CRJ? It's awful, man. Can hardly see. Since I don't want to taxi for 45 minutes on a taxi simulator, we'll take the next left up here. Let's get the APU fired up. No second leg tonight, man. Tonight was just kind of a quick last minute, call it an after dark stream, if you will. Just to get into the CRJ, one leg here before I head to work tomorrow. You can hear that APU spooling up. Check your strobes. I would. I don't know where they are. And this is like dark over here. There they are. Strobes off. Logo on. Oh man, we flew with the logos off. Oh yeah, that would have been much better. Yeah, those taxi lights are really only... I wonder if they use like a nose light? Freaking lost my mouse again. I wonder if they use that nose light for taxiing. Alright, let's find ourselves a gate. This looks as good as any. Two airplanes over here. We're just going to park right between them. Oh, check it out. It's a Spirit airplane and a Neo over here. I don't know why I keep getting stuck. Look at that. I'm at full thrust. I get stuck. Must be something with my brake. All right. Burp. Brake set. How do I kill these? All right, well, I can't shut them off. Every time I click on it, I lose my mouse. There's something going on with Flight Sim here with my mouse. 1, 2. Oh well. Hey, do the fire bottles work? Do we even have fire bottles in this thing? I'm sure we do. Where are they at? Where's the fire bottles in this bad boy? IDG, yeah, APU engine. Seriously? There's no fire bottle? I know there's fire bottles. It wouldn't be an airplane without... Let's turn on the lights. Landing gear. Dome light on. That's a compass light. I'm gonna shut these engines off. It's the last thing I need. Fire detection. Wow. Can I shut the fuel off this way? Wow. I don't know where the fire bottles are. That's crazy. Engines. Cargo fire extinguishers. So there's cargo. That's going to be a question for Phantom when I see him next. How the heck do you do a engine fire in this airplane? Wow. Yeah, that's not how you're supposed to shut it down, but I can't for some reason. It's not letting me shut it down. I don't know why. Might just be my throttle's bugging out or whatnot. There's two big red handles. Those are roll. Those are the disconnect, man. These are the pull and turn. This is a lot of fun to do in the sim, where one guy can disconnect the pitch and one guy can disconnect the roll. But I guess there's no like, where is the fire bottles? Like, how do you blow the fire? Like, if you have an engine fire, what do? Just say, oh crap, and it's CRJ life. Like, what do you like? Where do you blow the bottle at? Get out before the passengers. Anyway, all right. Stop button below the start button. No, that's to abort the start. And this is hydraulic shut off. Gravity flow open, cross flow open. Man, I mean, it's all. I can't imagine. Fire monitor detection system. I don't know. Gets me. That is crazy. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right, guys. Well, heck, sorry we can't shut the engines down, but I hope you liked that willy-nilly stream out of nowhere. I'm gonna wrap it up here. That's really gonna bother me where the fire bottles are. Red up, throttle down. Yeah, I've never tried that. It won't let me go past it. Won't let me go past it. I've had enough of this airplane. I'm done. All right, guys. We'll leave it here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Yeah, I tried pulling them, but they won't pull. They won't pull back either, Christian. Like, look. Yeah, I know I'm not crazy. Pull the red tab and pull it back. Nothing. Oh, well, something. Whatever. Now I'm really pissed. I couldn't figure that out. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Let me get the rest of my lights off here. That's all right. Hey, we learned one thing. I still don't know where the fire bottles are. We got 737s doing barrel rolls above us anyway. On the glare shield. Wow. On the glare shield. What a stupid place to put fireballs. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your night. It was a fun little CRJ stream. I think we're definitely going to revisit this airplane once we get over on the Asia Pacific tour. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Until next time, guys, I'm B1. Stay safe, stay healthy. Members, be looking out for those YouTube shorts. They're going to be coming your way real soon. You guys take care. See you.